baby. How you doing, huh? So, yesterday, oh, look at this, I'm wearing red shirt. you need to go buy red step stacker. God, I don't know what all of his channels are, but if he could comment below and put a link to his t-shirt factory shop, I wouldn't mind. But he's got some cool t-shirts. I've just been buying them all, and like I got so many dang t-shirts, both my wife and I, and they're better quality because I bought some from the Hodge twins, and they like all ripped up in the armpit. And I bought well, same with the And We Know. So these are better quality than like what you know, as far as the actual shirt. The decal is pretty good. I mean, it's a $20 shirt, so I mean, it's still there. I don't know how many times I've washed it quite a few times. I've worn this shirt quite a few times. People laugh at me because it's pink with I love assault rifles or ARs, whatever. So my wife and I are tired of feeling old. And what was cool is our niece joined us. So, you know, she's not, I mean, my wife's like 8 years younger than me. I'm 53. So she can't really sit on her butt too much longer. And like, cause that's what she does for a job. She just sits down and takes calls for a pretty big company. I mean, it's a good paying job. She gets to roll out of bed and go to work every day because she works from home. It's really cool. But she is getting, and I told her, I go, you know, you're anyways, I guess she's gonna be 46. So I'm not quite 8 years older than her. But she's you know, she gets tight shoulders and all that stuff. And I go, you just need to get a little bit of exercise, get those joints moving. And I do a lot of alternative fitness. I mean, you really can't tell because I'm kind of, you know, I kind of got a belly. But it's a real nice day today. It's a little overcast. But so we did the medicine ball kettlebell workout. And my niece joined us, and she was like, oh, I'm so sore today. I was sore too, but anyhow. All right, let's see what we got here today. There was like a newscaster, I guess, news person, anchor woman or whatever, and I think it was Germany. I think she's speaking German. And she's telling everyone to, she's telling everyone to get the Jabberdew, and she just falls the hell out, right? And so we're eventually going to be replaced if we keep this up.
Man soll dann erst diese Impfpflicht scharf schalten, wenn sie nötig ist. Ist das dann nicht viel zu spät? Wir müssen uns und ja.
Alles okay?
Yeah.
Alles okay? Ich glaube, wir sollten abbrechen.
Wir machen an dieser Stelle hier weiter. Sie haben es gesehen, der Kollege Pfeffer in Berlin geht es nicht ganz.
What was impressive is that there's no train coming, is that what we saw on Red Step channel the other day about the I think it's I can't remember what it, but there was an interview between this doctor and this well, they presented themselves as doctors. in an embalmer or something. And this guy pulls this thing out of a corpse's leg, and it looks like a giant heartworm. I don't really think it's that, but it does. And he says he's anywhere from between like a 50 to 80% deal with those, pulling that stuff out of people's legs. It's sad. Come on, Marley.
Certified in 2004. I've been embalming for a long, long time. I'm currently mostly what you call a trade embalmer or a traveling embalmer, so I embalm for several locations. And I've been finding these strange clots, and it all started, I can't put my finger on it, but probably around the middle of last year.
Okay, and let's get to it. Let's take a look at our first picture, which is a very long, you can see this in the picture, a very long clot on this table. And from the far left end of it, it looks like a red string blood clot, if you will, and going across, I just want to describe it for the audience, all the way to the far right, it becomes more and more white and fibrous, and it bifurcates or it splits off. Tell us how you found this. First of all, how did you come upon this?
When I do the embalming, I have to go into the vein, and in order for the embalming process, I have to allow blood to be drained. So I actually pulled this huge, long clot, fibrous-looking clot, out prior to embalming.
And what part of the body did this come from, Richard?
This one came from the iliac, basically right around.
So that's sort of the groin for
artery.
Right, for lay people, that would be the groin.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying you pulled this and it looks like the length of the person's leg. Is that correct?
It's almost the length of the leg. I had pulled out a few others before this. I just so happened to like, I've got to take a picture of this because nobody will believe what this looks like.
Yes.
The front end of it, it looks like a normal blood clot, but that white fibrous looking stuff just isn't normal. Sad.
Yeah, Richard, I want to get back to these clots.
So they're it's pretty scary, and here.
Hey Siri, my dad died today.
I'm very sorry. Will a joke help?
Sure.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Not your dad.
After that, because just to do it, I don't know. We try to have a weird sense of humor here. All right. Apparently, Pelosi feels confident about the midterms, and I gotta hand it to her. She's not one to sound discouraged by anything, and you can count on her being positive with her affiliations and being dedicated to her affiliations. And there's an interview, God, I can't remember that guy's name. I like forgetting his name. Stephanopoulos, maybe, is that his name? But so she has an interview with her, and look at how she handles these numbers in this political climate. Okay.
Both weighing down on President Biden's approval ratings right now. They're weighing down on Democrats as you head into the midterms. You say you're going to run again this year, but 29 of your fellow Democrats are not running for re-election. How worried are you about the midterms right now?
I don't agonize, I organize. And we are fully intent to win this election. Nothing less is at stake.
That would be bucking history.
Well, forget history. We're talking about future. And when people say, well, the history says that presidents lose seats in the off year, presidents gained seat on the orange seat. We didn't gain seats when President Biden won. We worked together to win the Senate, win the House, and win the White House. It was cumulative, but it wasn't an increase. And one of the reasons that in part the president's party loses seats in the off years because they gain so many on the on year. We won 40 seats into 18, 31 in Trump districts. In this year with Trump on the ballot, we lost a third of those Trump seats. However, the people who survived in those Trump seats with Trump on the ballot are in very good shape. We take nothing for granted. We intend, by redistricting, which did not do us harm, as people predicted, history and all that, by recruitment, great people coming forward and believing that we can win, with raising of money and attracting the support and the raising interest in the volunteers. We have every intention, every single day, to do everything in our power. We have decided to win, and that's what we will do.
So if you maintain control, you're going to run for Speaker again?
That's not a question. My purpose right now is just to win that election. Is to win that election. Nothing less is at stake than our democracy. But very important in all that is what it means personally to the American people, to their kitchen table issues.
It's an example of President Joe being likable. Okay, so more psyop. They're really good at the psyop.
I got a call one night. A woman said to me, obviously not of the same persuasion as I was politically, called me and said, "There's a dead dog on my lawn." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Have you called the county?" He said, "Yes, they're not here." And I said, "Well, I'll get him in the morning." She said, "I want it removed now. I pay your salary." So I went over. I picked it up. She said, "I want it out of my front yard." I put it on her doorstep. I got a call one night.
And you know, maybe it's not even a psyop at all. Maybe it's just everyone's saying that the people that wear the white hats are in charge. And they're pointing out that that's all he's good at, is being funny and talking a good line.
And a criminal is holding you at bay. And the reason why they're doing this is because this is how they search you for weapons, how they're going to take things from you, also how they're going to harm you physically, keep you from running or pulling out a weapon, is by getting close and pinning you to a wall or to a car. In this case, it's striker fire, so there's no hammer in the back. So the first thing we're going to do, since we can't move out of the way, we can't move offline, and if I were to try to move this, as soon as he saw my hand move, he's going to fire. So we have to make this weapon not fire. And to give an example of the human reaction time, when he sees me move, he's going to fire. So the reason why it didn't move, the slide didn't slide, is because I inhibited it by pushing it to the rear. From there, what we do is push the barrel back towards the aggressor, and now you have the weapon, and if you don't want to shoot.
All right, we actually used to practice this in Krav Maga. To me, the disarming the knife, was a far less challenging task than disarming someone with a gun, because they only have to go like that. Where like a knife, they have to like really push it into you, and and you can fight that. You got a longer fight, right? So finally, I'm going to post a picture of my beautiful sister. I guess she was like maybe 19, 20 here. I don't know. And then a picture that was right before her diagnosis. She'd already started feeling the effects of the cancer and was losing weight. So she wasn't carrying around as much weight, and probably was really happy with her figure at that time, other than the pain. And that was before she knew about the cancer. But it's pretty ironic. There's really not a lot of difference between her young picture and a picture almost 40 years later. All right. Well, y'all have a good day. Please, if you can, like and subscribe and comment below. And Marley's chasing.